A lot of dumb shit can get you killed. Like talking shit to somebody at a bar. Sometimes you end up dead, unfortunately. Fucking just making eye contact with the wrong guy could get you killed sometimes. But something I didn't have on that list was asking for extra mayo at Checkers.
We have new details on a deadly dispute at a Kissimmee fast food restaurant. A Checkers worker is charged with murder after deputies say he shot a customer over an order.
One witness told deputies the argument was over missing mayonnaise packets in the customer's order. The arrest records say after the customer insulted Mackey, there were no other words exchanged before shots were fired.
We did it. We fucking did it. Achievement unlocked. Kill somebody over mayonnaise packets. This has to be the pettiest dumb shit I've ever heard in my life. And he kind of fucked himself because the jury in whatever future trial is going to take place probably would be a little bit more understanding if it was a cooler, more delicious sauce like In-N-Out sauce. You know, maybe you want to put it on your fucking grilled chicken back home, your low inventory. So, you know, you had to do what you had to do. But fucking mayonnaise. Psychopath.
Defendant will be held pursuant to Arthur at no bond.
23-year-old Elijah Mackey appeared before a judge for the first time Friday, where he was given no bond. According to court documents on Wednesday, around 10:10 p.m., Osceola County Sheriff's deputies responded to a call of a shooting at Checkers on West Earl Bronson Highway. A customer was getting his food from the front window. The document says he was arguing with a female employee and asked to speak with a manager. The document says video from Checkers shows Mackey climbing out of a drive-thru window and walking to the front of the business where the victim was. A witness says the customer made a derogatory comment to Mackey. That's when Mackey pulled out a small handgun from his waistband and shot the customer in the chest.
So not only did this guy kill somebody over mayonnaise packets, but it wasn't even his argument. He was just simping. He was white knighting for his female employee who was getting into an argument over mayonnaise packets, and he climbs out the window. I don't know if you know how a Checkers works, but you got the drive-thru, you got this front area where the people order from as well. It's an area that people can walk up to, but the employees are in a fucking cage practically. It's not like at McDonald's where you walk in and there's like all this seating and stuff. It's more similar to like an ice cream stand. But his female employee is arguing about mayonnaise with this guy, and he slides out the fucking window, slithers out the window. Like, you can't look cool doing that, okay? You might feel cool shooting somebody. You can't look cool sliding out of a fast food window. It's not a good look. Anyways, he walks around, shoots the guy in the fucking chest because he's mouthing off about mayonnaise. Imagine simping so hard for a fast food employee, and keep in mind, this isn't even one of those, because notoriously fast food register girls, they're usually very hot, okay? But it's not a Checkers employee, okay? That's more so Starbucks. I would understand if he was at a Starbucks and, you know, he wanted to defend his extremely hot alt register girlfriend. Okay, that's one thing. But fucking Checkers, you just know this bitch was not good looking. And he's in prison for the rest of his life because he did this. And you take one look at the guy, that guy's sucking dick in prison, okay? He's taking back shots. That guy, he's a twink, okay? So now he's going to be in a living hell because he couldn't control his impulses. Like, dude, he could have easily just continued flipping burgers in the back, and his life, he could have been a fucking engineer, you know, go to college, be an engineer. But no, he took it from could have ignored it to shoot the man in the chest. Fucking unbelievable.
Now, Mackey is being charged with premeditated murder with a firearm. We did reach out to Checkers to ask what their policy is as far as employees bringing handguns to work, but haven't immediately heard back.
Why would you even reach out asking on Checkers' gun policy? You know guns aren't fucking... Let me save you some time. Employees can't have guns at Checkers, okay? The CEO is not going to come out and say, oh yeah, well, actually, our spatulas... Well, they're Glocks, but we tell them not to use them if they don't have to. It's only for self-defense. I will say if there is a positive to being a fast food worker, specifically a Checkers worker, after this story comes out, it's when they hand that little thing out the window, that little thing, it's like, hey, you know, tip us. Tip your fast food employee. And they shove it in your face. I'm hitting the fucking highest one. I'm hitting the highest tip because I'm not taking a fucking chance. If you killed somebody over mayonnaise, you're definitely killing me over a custom zero tip.
Friday, caution tape still blocked the drive-thru as customers drove up to the fast food spot just to have to turn around. Tom Greco biked from the other side of town for lunch.
I just stopped here for a burger. It says it's closed.
Listen, I know somebody died here and their family's grieving and there's a pool of blood, but I just want my boyga. I drove 10 miles across town for my boyga. Can I get in there and make it while you guys are covering this? And while you could kind of write this off as a one-off, just a crazy employee, something I'm noticing lately is this shit happens more than you think. For example, just this week, basically the same thing happened at a Walmart, but for different reasons.
The attack was caught on camera at a Walmart gas station in Cedar Hill. The woman claims the confrontation escalated after the cashier didn't like how she handed her the money.
Okay, so this lady's basically like one of those self-checkout machines that if the bill is a little bit too crumply, it just spits it back out. But instead of spitting it back out, she just beats your ass.
$1.06. That's how much money Ann Flores says she slid across the counter to the cashier for the slushie. Flores claims the cashier wanted the money placed in her hand.
And she said, pick up the effing money and put it in my damn hand.
Flores did not like the cashier's tone, so she left the money on the counter and tried to walk out.
So I kept on walking towards the door, and she came around the counter and she shoved the money in my chest.
So this Walmart worker is obviously extremely unhinged. Not only did she beat some old lady's ass over the way she slid money across the counter, but the lady was trying to leave. She was trying to de-escalate and walk away, and she couldn't. Now, if there's a hierarchy of things that piss people off, I would say sliding money across the counter is probably pretty low on that fucking totem pole, but it's definitely above asking for mayonnaise. So she has a little bit more validity. But that being said, you know who's not going to beat my ass for sliding some money across the table? Her AI replacement, baby. I'm for it. Replace her with AI. Okay? The second one of those kiosk machines grows arms and starts throwing haymakers, I'll change my mind maybe. Okay? But for now, I prefer not to get my ass beat at a fucking Walmart. The main thing I'm seeing here in common with a lot of these stories of employees just fucking snapping is just impulse control. These are little things that, yeah, can be seen as a little bit disrespectful, but like, come on, you're in the workplace, just fucking relax. Part of your job as a fast food employee is dealing with people, and people fucking suck. So if you're snapping over shit like mayo and somebody sliding money across the counter, you don't have a chance. You have no fucking chance. You shouldn't be in society. You should just be in fucking prison. And while I joke about saying that AI replacing fast food workers is a positive thing, I don't really think it is. And I think these companies, they see these things with their, human workers causing potential fucking lawsuits because, by the way, that Walmart lady sued because she got her ass beat over $1, understandably so. These companies see that their human employees are fucking up and causing lawsuits, and the obvious next step to avoid stuff like this is to replace your workers with fucking AI. They're kind of doing it to themselves. Not all of the fast food workers, obviously, but that 1% that is bouncing off the walls, committing crimes, man, they're accelerating their own extinction in the workplace. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that two people in the same week effectively doing the same thing, working for different companies. It seems like a pattern. So I guess be safe out there. Don't order mayonnaise. Don't slide money across the table. God forbid. Anyways, if you made it to the end, thank you guys so much for watching, and maybe I'll see you next time.